Day with mostly sunny skies, partly cloudy tomorrow on 85, partly cloudy on Friday, 89, and some possible rain, 40% chance or so
Come on,
Saturday
rain.
night.
Come on, rain. We need you.
We
Come
absolutely do.
on.
We absolutely do. It is a pollen-laden world out there right now. It's the no-see-em stuff, the stuff you can't see that really gets into your nostrils and works you over. I just live in the shower now.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's good.
System that works for me.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone has to develop their own.
Breathe in, breathe out.
Flipsy's Furniture, 1811 Crestwood Boulevard in Irondale. They have got themselves a great deal on furniture both there and at their new location in Hoover, right across from the Galleria on Highway 31. Now, what is it they do at Flipsy's Furniture that's different than everybody else? Well, they certainly don't bug you. I like that when you walk in the door of either of their two locations. They'll say, hey, listen, if we can help you with anything, you let us know. But we're just here to answer questions. And then they don't hover. I hate it when those salespeople hover. It makes me crazy. Then they have lower prices on the designer furniture. Now, I don't know how they do that because Southern Motion recliners are absolutely gorgeous. They've got, quality there like Flex Steel, but the price is lower. And unbelievably, these things are made in America, like American made, American built, and shipped directly to Flipsy's Furniture from the manufacturer, which is fantastic. You can buy it and take it with you if you have the truck to do so, or you can have them go ahead and do the white glove delivery, which is worth every penny you pay for it. Really, I strongly recommend the white glove delivery. It's Flipsy's Furniture with two locations, a Hoover-centric location next to 2nd and Charles there on Highway 31, and then one for pretty much the entire city in Irondale. That is 1811 Crestwood Boulevard, 28,000 square feet of showroom there. Enjoy it. Flipsy's Furniture, designer furniture, wholesale prices. Oh, yeah, 12 months, same as cash. Two.
And now, it's Dixon and Vining's top three things you need to know.
Well, you won't have Eric Swalwell to kick around in Congress any longer. He has resigned his seat, claiming it's not fair to his constituents for him to be distracted from the job at hand.
I think there's a little bit more to it than that. Distraction.
You were distracted by 5 women who have all claimed that you did horrible things to them, in some cases drugging their drinks, raping them, getting all rapey, being sexual assaults on some women, unwelcome touching.
Yeah, one of them said he choked her.
Choked her?
Yep.
Yeah, some pretty bad stuff there that Eric Swalwell has been accused of. He denied until he just reached a point where it couldn't be denied any longer, and he finally had to throw in the towel and say, okay, I'm defending myself against the rape charges. The other stuff I might have done. Oopsie. Yeah, so he's out now. And so, by the way, is the Texas
Gonzalez.
Tony Gonzalez. He was the guy who had an affair with one of his aides who then later set herself on fire, which is, I'll tell you what, if she hadn't done that, nobody would know about the affair, I'm betting. I'm thinking nobody would know about the affair, which is maybe why she did it, to draw attention to it and say, hey, attention must be paid to such people.
So sad. It really is.
It really is. It's a sad
And again, if he's guilty of these charges that some of these women are coming, yeah, and it feels like that. Otherwise, why would you bow out? If you felt like, you were innocent in all this, but it just seems like there's two. And will there be more women that come forward? That was 5. Yesterday was 5.
Yeah.
Or is there a 6th and a 7th and an 8th and a 9th? I mean,
there might very
what's
well
going
be.
on here?
Might very well be. I do find it interesting, by the way, because Swalwell and company make a good point. Where were these women before he became the front runner for governor in California? Here's what's interesting about that. California has got a ranked voting system, okay? So you take the top 2 people who are running, top 2 vote getters, and they run off in the final election. So the primary is everybody, and then top 2 vote getters. Doesn't matter if they're both Democrats or both Republicans, or one Republican, one Democrat, doesn't matter. Then they run against each other. Well, the way things are going, the Democratic vote was going to be split so severely that there was a very good chance a Republican was going to sneak into those top 2. And so suddenly there's all these accusations, which we know now. I mean, he basically admitted it. Yeah, okay, he dropped out of the governor's race. He's leaving Congress. You don't do that if you're innocent, all right? So, but one would have to ask, isn't it interesting they waited until now to make that happen? Because all these women, they believed in the cause. They were working for his team for the most part. Why would they wait so long?
Well, again, it's all about elections. It's about power. It's about, there's probably, this goes so deep, this rabbit hole goes so
That's
deep.
true.
There's probably things we'll never find out about this.
These votes obviously have to go somewhere. Being the front runner, his votes have to go somewhere, and one would assume they would trickle down to other Democratic candidates, which would then allow two Democrats to be running against each other. I'll tell you, that Katie Porter, she's the problem, man. She's a difficult person who didn't want to answer that one question, and then we find out that she's got a history of abusing her husband, ex-husband now, and she's just a relatively unpleasant person overall. God, I hope she doesn't win. Steve Hilton, British guy. Right?
I say
He's
California.
He's the Republican candidate, and I think he'd be very, very good. I think he'd be fantastic as governor of California, but I don't see any way.
Maybe with that accent, he'll fake everybody out.
That might be it. D.C. Court of Appeals has ordered Judge Boasberg to knock it off, stop the contempt charges over Trump's deportation flights. Now, this is something that. This is the second time that he's had to be told this. The first one was in a different case. It was when he was against them deporting Venezuelans and sending them to El Salvador, you might remember. And he wanted the planes turned around.
They said, bring them back. And we're like, whoever in international waters,
Yeah.
We're not bringing anybody back.
Too late. That's not going to happen. Yep. So then he said, well, now we're going to hold you in contempt. And got all the way up to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court said about that particular case, said, you don't have the power. You're not even in the same jurisdiction of where these people were picked up. They were picked up in Texas. They went to New York. That's where they were tried originally in the first place. You're in Washington, D.C. You have nothing to do with this. Step away. You don't get to make any orders. Well, he still kept the contempt case going. And finally, the Supreme Court had to tell him, drop the contempt case. You don't have anything to do with this. Well, now we're in a completely different realm. This has to do with Venezuelans that Trump was sending off as a result of because they're gang members, right?
Yeah.
And so, there's a particular rule that he was citing saying that, we can do this because they're bad people and we can deport these 130 Venezuelan immigrants. And again, Boasberg
loses.
He loses the case. He says, you can't deport them. Yes, he can. Yes, he can. And then he decides to try again with this contempt of court thing. And the appeals court had to say to him, stop it.
2-1 ruling.
It's so obvious that Boasberg has just got TDS.
Bad.
He has it bad. He keeps trying to step in on these cases that he has nothing to do with.
Mm-hmm.
And
this probably won't be the last one.
Oh, no, probably not.
As long as Trump is president, he's going to keep finding a way to insert himself. And I'm like, God, you're a terrible judge.
Yeah.
You're just awful.
No, there's a part of me that just is like, someone needs to get this guy off the bench.
It really does.
He's lost all judgment ability. Central Alabama Water is asking a Jefferson County judge to shut down Birmingham's fluoride lawsuit, saying it has already met the state's legal requirements and cannot be forced to quickly restart fluoridation across the system. This is in response to the city's new legal arguments that were filed on Sunday. CAW told Circuit Judge Frederick Bowling the state fluoridation law required the utility only to resume fluoride until proper notice is provided to the state health officer, and that notice went on March 12th. CAW's lawyers say that means the statute is now satisfied and there's nothing left for this court to enjoin.
Mm-hmm. Keep trying.
Yeah.
City of Birmingham, Mayor Woodfin, and others.
Why are they working so hard?
They're working against this.
Yeah.
They're working against Central Alabama Water because they don't like that there's this new board and a new system in place that's messed up their little playground, and that's really what this is.
Yep.
They don't like it at all, so they're like, okay, we're going to fight it. Every little thing that comes up, we're going to fight you on it because we're so mad about it.
Yep.
Our aunts, our uncles, our cousins are no longer a part of this the money grab that they've been doing for years and years and years and ripping off people across this county and city. It's unbelievable.
What's my brother-in-law supposed to do for a job now? Totally unfair. Express Oil Change is donating $1 to Children's of Alabama for every oil change they perform during the month of April. They have raised a grand total of $1.2 million to date, helping Alabama's children receive the care that they deserve. Now, Express Oil Change changes my oil. They've been doing it for years now. I love the fact that they're fast. I love the fact that they really give my car the once-over. You know, they're going to check all the fluids and everything and make sure that I'm on the up and up. They're the ones that informed me that one of my taillights was out at one point, which was important to know because I drive very early in the morning to get here. And they managed to get the part and change that thing out for me in no time at all. It was wonderful. Look, Express Oil Change can save you time, save you money, save you trouble, and change the lives of Alabama's children with this $1 donation during the month of April. Express Oil Change, they're all over the state. You can't miss them. I'm sure you know of one that's near you. It is the home of the 10-minute oil change, and they're not just changing oil. They are, in fact, changing lives. 8:15, Dixon and Vining. Stick around. Uriah Heep. 819, Dixon and Vining, Talk 99.5, talk995.com. E writes in, can I get a birthday shout out for my mom's birthday? Her name is Kiza.
Kiza, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Kiza. Appreciate you listening. Appreciate your son listening. I think the whole fam listens.
We love us some E.
Mm-hmm. Brian says it's all political theater. All these women are getting paid to come forward on both sides of the aisle. I don't think so. I do believe that these activities actually took place, okay? Mm-hmm. That's what I'm talking about. So is it possible that they decided they were going to keep quiet until somebody came up with some money and said, here, come forward? I don't know. I suppose it's possible, but.
I don't know. What so gets me is like something happens, a sexual assault or something like that, and then they continue to work for him.
Why would you do
or
that?
Be around him. The minute that happens, no.
I'd be gone, and it is confusing to me. That's step number one. Step number two, Eric Swalwell wasn't just a weasel. He was one of the biggest hypocrites in Congress because whenever somebody else was being accused of this, he was among the loudest voices saying, believe all women. I mean, he was one of those who was just out there talking about, oh, my God, the Epstein files and this and that and the other thing. And now we find out that this guy was in it up to his eyeballs. And you just go, oh, okay. Guess we shouldn't be surprised by that. I never thought that he was an upstanding individual, but I didn't know this about him until just now. Noel says, don't go to Disney, go to Dollywood. Absolutely beautiful park. And food is very reasonable. Dolly wants everyone to be able to afford. I agree. I've been there. It really is wonderful. Jeff, joke of the day. You ready?
Are we? That's the question.
The other day I went to the grocery store. I bought 1 apple, 1 banana, and 2 eggs. Cashier said, you must be single. I said, how can you tell? She said, because you're ugly.
Seems like a kind of a Rodney Dangerfield
it
sort
does,
of thing,
doesn't
it?
It does. Definitely.
It's pretty funny.
I called a girl up the other day. She said, come on over. There's nobody home. I went over. There was nobody home. Classic.
So I'm looking at the concession prices for Dollywood. $10 to $20 for individual entrees, meals averaging $15 to $20 per person. That's like what you get at a restaurant.
It is. It's not bad. I went to a 50s style diner when I was there. Had a fantastic burger. I mean, just out of this world good. And I think lemonade. But, to me, the most interesting, I don't do rides. I'm not a big ride person. Terrified of heights, so roller coasters are completely out for me. But the Dolly Parton Museum was amazing. I mean, I could have spent all day there. I'm almost dead. I spent about half the day there. How about that?
And I'm not taking anything away from Dollywood and everything that Dolly has, but still, it's not Disney.
No, it's not.
You know it. The kids grow up going, I want to go to Disney. I want to go to Disney.
I wonder if...
I think Dollywood is a great option there, and you probably should go and take your family because you can have a great time.
And a cool water park across the street.
Yeah, all of it is neat up there. It's just really beautiful up there. So, but again, to compare the two, I think every child's dream is to have their family take them to Disney World. They have their little school buddies, the kids in school that they talk to that they've had an opportunity to go. They come home, they say to your parents, "Oh, I want to go to Disney." That's that's number one on the list.
Yeah.
They may not even know about Dollywood, but they certainly know about Disney.
They do indeed. And I was just going to say, I wonder if that's the same because now our entertainment choices are so many and varied. They're so eclectic now, if that's the right term for that. Because, back when we were kids, if you went to see a cartoon movie, it was a Disney movie. Mm-hmm. Now there's others. There are other movies out there, movie studios that are making cartoons that people are going to see, other animated pictures that we're going to see. But aside from the animated movies, every kid knew right where they were going to be at 6 o'clock on a Sunday night. They were going to be parked in front of the TV for the Wonderful World of Disney.
Did not
so
good.
Miss it, okay? That was, it was kind of like the capper of the weekend before you had to get up in the morning and go to school, and start Monday all over again. Now, I scroll through my channels on YouTube TV. There's like 8 Disney channels. I don't know what they are. There's a Disney movie channel. I mean, obviously there's Disney Plus, but there's Disney Junior, there's Disney movies, there's Disney. I don't know. It's crazy how much
It's a lot to
Disney
pick
there
from.
is. Yeah, I know. And imagine this: if all we had was the occasional animated movie and the Sunday night show, and we were all like, Disney, here we come, because I certainly was when I went there as a young boy. Disney World was not yet open, but Disneyland was. I was all about it, Imagine how kids are feeling now when they can watch Disney 24/7 if they want to. Some
Yeah,
version
we didn't
of
have that
Disney.
option.
No.
Yeah, we had to make the time and get in front of the TV.
Mm.
But you're right. There's so many options now that I'm sure that's overwhelming.
Well, look, I did mention this. I was going to take my grandson. We had plans. There was all kinds of stuff in the works. Driving down there and going to stay at the hotel where the safari park is.
Mm-hmm.
You look right out the window and there's giraffes walking right by, and all that stuff was going to cost me a pretty penny. And then I had the foresight to ask him, "Hey, do you want to go to Disney?" And he goes, "No." I mean,
Perfect.
that
was the answer you needed.
He was so. It wasn't just that he didn't want to go. It's like he was horrified by the idea. I was like, okay, then, never mind.
And I mean, growing up here and being within a day's drive of Orlando, I got to admit, going to Disney World down there wasn't really top of mind for either me or my sister. We were just like, if we go, great. If we don't, we're not worried about it. We can go to the beach. We can go do whatever the heck we want.
Did you, in fact, go?
No, never went as a kid.
Okay.
I've only been to Disney and Universal one time, and that was in early 2005. Karen and I went down there.
So you're those weird Disney people, the adults that went without children.
Well,
You could rent a couple.
that was back when ESPN was doing ESPN the Weekend down
Yes.
there, and she
Yeah.
wanted me to go down there, and we had never been, neither one of us had ever been to Universal, so we made a big two-park thing of it, spent a day at Universal,
Uh-huh.
and then did the whole ESPN Weekend thing. Well, I did. She
Yeah.
was like, I couldn't care less.
I was there for the ESPN the weekend 2007, I want to say. Fascinating. Got to talk to Ben Roethlisberger. That was pretty
Nice.
cool.
Yeah.
A couple of other big names in the business. Got to interview them. Nice people. Good times. But that was at Disney MGM back then. They didn't hold it at the Magic Kingdom. So I've still never set foot in Disney
Oh,
World.
you've
the
got to
Magic
go.
Really?
The
No.
Magic Kingdom.
No, I do not.
For the most part,
Ah.
most everything that was done then was done in the place where the Hollywood Hotel was.
Right, yeah. There's Disney. It was Disney MGM Studios. Now it's just Disney Studios, I
Yeah.
think they call it.
We went right after Disney World opened up in
I bet.
1972.
Well, you were living there, yeah.
Man, it was like, yeah, we're loading up the car and going.
Taylor writes, just imagine if Birmingham put the same effort into keeping crime lower in Birmingham as they put to keeping fluoride in the water. Good point.
Very good point.
Richard the Cobb, Dolly Stampede, used to be Dixie Stampede, worst food ever. We were there last weekend.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Mm-hmm. Michelle, my son has zero interest in Disney World. He wanted to go to Normandy, France, where they stormed the beaches during World War II. It was probably cheaper to do that, to be honest with you.
Yeah, or at very least, very close price-wise.
Sam says, my wife and I were happy for 30 years, and then we met.
What? Sam.
Tony says, my wife's birthday today.
What's
All
her
right,
name?
Tony. Yeah.
Tony, what's her name?
Do we have a name?
Yeah.
Can we get a name, please?
Happy birthday, Tony's wife.
That's all we got.
We could be any Tony. Come on. We got to be specific.
Dave says, I was reading a fertilizer shortage may occur due to the blockage of the Strait of Hormuz. Fluoride is a byproduct of fertilizer production, hence a shortage of the chemical. When stocks are exhausted, they can't feed fluoride anyway. What's the Birmingham mayor bitching about then? I don't know, Dave. I don't know. I don't know why it's such a big deal. Like
Well,
Valerie
again,
says,
I don't think
yeah.
it's the fluoride. They're trying to
Yeah.
cause as much chaos as they can with this new board at CAW,
Yeah.
Central Alabama Water, because they don't like the change.
Tom says, I understand there was a celebrity sighting of Richard at the Yacht Rock concert in Homewood this weekend. Have you covered that yet?
Yes, Mr. Dancer.
That's
We
me.
just did.
There you go.
Mr.
That's all the coverage you get. No more coverage than that.
I mean, you were really getting it on that dance floor.
I had a good time.
I mean, I saw it.
I enjoyed myself. I'm not going to stop enjoying
It's like
myself just because people are watching.
You could have dislocated a hip
Bud filmed
with the
me.
way you were
How
dancing,
dare he.
man.
That's right. I'm an understated dancer. Let's put it that way. 8:30 with Dixon and Vining. Talk 99.5. Talk 99.5.com. Don't go away. 8:35, Dixon and Vining, Talk 99.5, Talk995.com. It seems pretty obvious to me that the good Lord is not going to wash your driveway anytime soon. Maybe Saturday night if we're lucky, but fortunately for you, Cody started DrivewayWashing.com about 11 years ago, and they wash driveways. They wash a lot more than driveways. They wash patios. They wash decks. They wash roofs. They do stain removal and siding and gutter cleaning and stain rust removal. You know, they can get the rust stains out of there. Outdoor window cleaning. They do it all. They have a soft wash system that they use when it comes to your siding so that they're not denting it all up and making a mess of it, which can be done. People who don't know what they're doing could feasibly do some serious harm to your siding. When it comes to getting your house washed, I trust Cody. He's going to be doing mine in the not-too-distant future here. 915-0646. Call and get a free estimate. 915-0646. Find him online, DrivewayWashing.com. He also does businesses. He's done Barber's Track. He's done local schools, the BJCC. He's done a lot of local restaurants. You can do your business. Give him a call. Get a good price out of Cody at DrivewayWashing.com. 915-0646. You will not regret it. So how much is the closure of the Strait of Hormuz costing Iran? How about $400 million a day?
A day.
A day.
Wow.
About $13 billion a month. If it goes on for a month, it's only gone on for a few days now. So, wow. Yeah, they are, what we're talking about here is crippling their economy. The oil blockade is probably the knockout punch. The Iranians are trying to outlast us. The longer the war goes on, the longer their regime can hold off a revolution. But their economy is experiencing a crippling depression. It was already in pretty bad shape before we did this.
Yeah, now it's
really bad now.
Well, and they said that about 90% of the goods and services that they get come from other places in the world.
Yeah.
And a lot of that is brought in through the Strait of Hormuz. So if we've got them blocked out, ships apparently are now moving through there, including Donald Trump talking with those in China about that. And they're like, thank you so much for getting that open so we can start getting some of our products through here.
Yep.
And the one person squeezed out is going to be Iran. So it looks like that's the way that this is going. So
they thought they held a few cards there, but it turns out they were jokers. They didn't really have anything to work with.
Joker.
Bless their hearts. This U.S. blockade is, I think, the final straw that is going to break the camel's back in Iran. I don't know that we go back to bombing. We may just do this as the economic leverage that is necessary to try to stop these guys from getting anything good done. But that's where we are right now, and it's going to keep on for the foreseeable future. I guess that we went in there and we took some mines up, or we went looking for mines, see if we could, make sure that the whole area was clear. And then we started running the traffic as to what was allowed through there and what was not allowed through there. And not a surprise, really. We're much bigger. We have a whole Navy. They have a few ships. They have some what they call fast attack ships. And that's all they have left now of their Navy. Their Navy was 150-some ships big, and now it's about 7. So.
Yeah, we pretty much decimated that. So, we saw, like, toward the end of this fighting, it was like they would lob an occasional rocket here or there.
Mm-hmm.
Not hearing much of that now. Of course, the ceasefire is supposed to be in place. But this could be exactly what we needed to do all along, and that's take over the Strait of Hormuz. Iran no longer has control over that. We control, with the rest of the world, the number of tankers and ships and everything and supplies that get through that, not Iran. Iran was charging a toll.
Yeah.
I was like, what? No, we need to stop that.
Don't think we're going to be doing that. You're not going to get any money out of that. You're not getting any of the money by selling any of this oil because we're stopping your tankers from going anywhere. And given the fact that almost your entire economy is based upon these things, you got problems. You've got real problems here. Nobody else in the region likes you, by the way, and they really hate you after you started lobbing bombs at them. I mean, this would be a time when, if necessary, you could have gone to, say, Saudi Arabia or Yemen or Iraq and said, hey, guys, help us out a little bit here. Maybe we can move some oil across land over there and move it to... No, these guys are going to be like, I'm sorry. Iraq's closed. Moose out front should have told you. There's no way. Not going to happen. So, of course, you can count on the left getting very impatient and wanting to see something sooner. And I think we all kind of were, we were hoping that this thing would be done before April even dawned. Now more people are pushing it back to May 1st. I think it may not even be done by then. The Iranians are a very proud people who would just as soon starve to death as capitulate and say, all right, yeah, we lost. You won. Never mind.
Yeah, they'll again to the bitter end. That's what it feels like with this. But they don't have any. Again, they have nothing left really militarily. They've been destroyed. You take over this strait, things are going to get worse for them economically. Nothing's coming into the country. They've got to rebuild because of the 15,000 plus sites that have been decimated. So they're just going to sit there and wallow in what they have and the destruction they've been through. Because, again, they dug their heels in and wouldn't come to the table and talk with Donald Trump and J.D. Vance and Marco Rubio about not even getting into this war to begin with because they wouldn't give up their nuclear capabilities.
And when they did finally come to the table, they made a bunch of ridiculous demands that were unacceptable.
And they're not in a position now to make any demands.
What we call non-starters.
Yep.
In happier news,
Yes.
we have a man who caught a 212-pound tuna on a jet ski.
You're like, what?
I can't even imagine. Outer Banks of North Carolina only was a rod and a jet ski, still managed to hook the fish of a lifetime. Hunter Hicks, an experienced fisherman, Easter Sunday, brought with it an unforgettable experience catching a 212-pound, 70-inch bluefin tuna.
That's a big tuna.
Yeah, it is.
That's a big boy.
I would say the hardest fish I've ever caught in my life, by far the way I did it on the jet ski, holding the rod solo, no fighting belt. I didn't have it in rod holder. It was just me or the beast, Hicks said. He described the battle as the worst fight of my life. It was like fighting Mike Tyson, but losing. It was tough. I bet there's a picture of it. This fish is taller than he is.
It's a big fish.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
He's on his
And
jet
you think
ski.
about him, the fish weighs probably more than he does.
212 pounds? Yeah. He looks like he's about one.
And you say to yourself, how did he fight him?
175.
Did he start the jet ski and just start pulling him?
I can't even imagine.
Because, I mean, there's no, you're being, it reminds me of my son and his buddy Carson that were on inner tubes trying to fish. And I was like, they caught a fish and the fish started dragging them out because they're on inner tubes. They're not standing on ground.
Exactly.
And so how did this guy actually get any traction to be able to reel the fish in? It's pretty impressive.
Once Hicks had wrangled the fish, he still had to tow it all the way through Oregon Inlet behind the jet ski. He said
So it's kind of like having the white whale on the side of the boat.
That's
Pretty
right.
much. He said he was 10 miles offshore
Oh, man.
and lost sight of land. Kids,
That's dangerous.
don't go 10 miles offshore in
in a jet ski. Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
Very little
There's people,
ability to get your sights set.
John Lida and a group of guys left Miami on jet skis and went over to Bimini. And that's nothing but open water, and it's hours. And I'm like, y'all are crazy.
That is insane.
I would not go that far
No,
offshore
thank
on a
you.
jet ski.
He said, I don't have a chart plot or GPS. What if my phone dies? I know how to make it in. I'm a waterman, but still, in my mind, I was starting to get a little scared. But I knew if I would have let go of that fish, nobody would have believed me.
They wouldn't have.
But
probably.
he did make it to land, and the moment he stepped on sand was a relief, I could imagine. It was a moment of relief, truthfully. Next thing you know, there's 30 people on the beach wanted to take pictures of my fish. How about me? How about taking pictures of me with my fish? How about that?
I don't care about you. The fish is huge.
The fish, we're going to assume that the fish pulled him out a number of miles.
I would think
from
so.
where he was.
I would think
and I
so.
said to him, why didn't you just start the Sea-Doo and start heading in? Just drag the thing with you.
Maybe he tried.
Before you actually try to reel him in.
I think you have to use both hands on that rod when the fish is 212
Yeah,
pounds.
I guess
that
you
would
do.
be my
I
guess.
guess there's no place to,
Yeah.
store it. And just drag it.
And you can't,
Where's
rev
the duct tape
thing
when you
or
need it?
something.
Tape it
Jeez.
to the handlebars. Let's go.
Sure.
You
That'll
know what I'm
work.
saying? Man.
Congratulations
Wow.
to this guy. He's obviously, you can tell he's a fisherman. You can tell he's a fisherman because I wasn't going to let it go. He would let that thing drag him out to sea before he would let it go. Okay, that's a diehard fisherman right
Yeah,
there.
I think
So-
you might need to look at your gas gauge, too. How
Oh,
much
yeah.
gas
One
do I
more
have?
thing.
Am I going to make it back in?
So did he rent the jet ski or was it his?
I'm going to assume it was his.
Okay, because I'm thinking to myself, if you're going to go and have the possibility of landing a very big size fish, just rent a boat.
Yeah, one would think.
We're going to need a bigger boat.
I don't think he was planning on fishing
So either.
for a 212-pound tuna on the jet ski that day. Holy moly. The Alabama Men's Clinic for manly men. No, men who need to be manly. Men who need to be more manly. If you've got testosterone problems, look, it's pretty amazing how it can affect your entire life. It can affect your sleep cycle. It can affect how you interact with other people. If there's a lot of stress in your life, that might be driving your testosterone down. That's just one of the many, many things. There's a lot of different ways that testosterone affects your body and your life. And if it's not at the right level, the Alabama Men's Clinic can help get it there. Initial consultation is $99. And they will check your T, and they will find out what that number is and then talk to you about how they can get it back up to where it needs to be if you're low. If you're not between 600 and 900 as you should be, they'll be more than happy to talk to you about it. And they do have a variety of different options available, and none of them are over-the-counter pills. That's just not how it's done. They can help you with your ED. They can help you with your hair loss, your weight loss, GLP-1s available, peptides, something that a lot of people are using nowadays. If you don't know what that is, ask them at the Alabama Men's Clinic if it's something that might be right for you. The Alabama Men's Clinic is online at alabamamensclinic.com. It is powered by Men's Pro. It is urology-backed doctrine, real science. And, of course, you can call them at 598-7000, make an appointment that way, or in 30 seconds or less online. Begin changing your life almost immediately with a visit to the Alabama Men's Clinic. Man, I feel sorry for Van Morrison. I really do. Van Morrison wrote some of the greatest music ever. He's responsible for, in my opinion, one of the finest rock songs ever written, which is Into the Mystic. You'll find it on his, Moondance album, yeah. I think it's the last track on the first side. Just an amazing piece of work. This is what he's remembered for, this giant festering turd of a song.
Brown-Eyed Girl?
Yeah.
Really? You don't like Brown-Eyed Girl?
And this is a preview for tomorrow, by the way. One of the most overplayed songs, in my opinion, in the history of rock and roll.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and God, bands now are at a point where they just go like, if you want to hear it, it's going to be $15 in the tip jar. Yeah, because they hate playing it so much.
Really?
Oh, yeah. It's exhausting to bands. My band has not, we don't even learn it. We didn't, I mean,
Never.
I'm sure everybody in the band probably knows it, and everyone in the band, we probably could play it if we just picked a key. We ain't going to.
Okie dokie. There's a lot of people that love that song.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
Stupid.
What's up with that?
Uh,
All right, so we're looking at the possibility. I know that y'all hang on to this. The possibility of some rain on Saturday night. 40%. So that's increase from where we were yesterday. We really need it not only for the grass, but, for the flowers and everything else to stay green and beautiful. But here's the thing. When you start to hear about rain, that may be your reminder. Oh, my goodness, I meant to call Daniel at Noble Contractors to do some repairs on my gutters. Maybe you've been looking at some new gutters and the gutter covers. All right, this is important. Go ahead and get yourself a free estimate. Maybe they even charge you for the estimate. I don't know, some of those big national companies. Then you get a hold of Daniel at 422-3034. He's here locally, and tell him that you would like a free estimate because that's what he provides. Free estimates on new gutters, gutter covers. If you need repairs done, maybe there's some rotten wood, the fascia, the soffits, the rotten rafter tails, all those things, he can handle every bit of that. If you have some gutters that are maybe just hanging by a thread and you know it, they're not doing what they need to be doing, and that's moving water from your roof and away from your foundation, call Daniel today. He'll take good care of you. And also now he's offering financing as low as 0% for 21 months. Ask him about that. Take a look at some of his work. You can find him on Facebook. His website is noblecontractorsala.com. And I really encourage you, you may not have a problem today, but the next storm, you may be like, oh, what was the gutter guy that Valerie was talking about? Daniel at Noble Contractors. Put it in your phone today, 205-422-3034.
853. How about Principal Kirk Moore of Pauls Valley, Oklahoma? Did you see what this guy did?
I sure did. He jumped into action, and thank goodness for his quick action.
A man by the name of Victor Hawkins, 20 years old. He graduated from that school. He wanted to shoot it up. Obviously mad at the world. He came storming into the school with a gun, maybe two guns, different stories. And Kirk, the principal, did not pause, did not stop, did not think. He charged him. He jumped on him. He disarmed him, basically knocking the gun out of his hand, landing on top of him. Kirk's kind of a big boy. And somebody else came along and got the gun, and they got him into custody. The only person shot was, in fact, Principal Kirk Moore, who took one in the leg.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah,
this is a fairly good-sized guy, a little bit older, and he sees him with a gun, and you see the video. He runs across the lobby area of the school. He tackles the guy. They land on some type of couch or whatever it is, and he wrestles with him for the gun. Another gentleman comes out to assist. He ends up getting the gun and removing it from the area. This man very well may have saved a bunch of lives.
There's no telling.
He is the hero in this incident.
Yeah, I like the fact that Mr. Hawkins is going to be going away for a long time and not having accomplished any of the things that he set out to do. And I'm hoping, I really hope, that this is where America starts going. You know, I'm so sick of this shelter in place when there's a gunman. I mean, I understand when you're unarmed, it's frightening to face somebody, one lone gunman who's coming into the school to do whatever damage there is. But, we're at this point now in America where the first thing people do is reach for their phone, not to call somebody, but to video.
That's the wrong thing. It reminds me, it's very similar of what happened 9/11, where we all now know that if there's somebody on that plane that starts heading for the cockpit, it's all hands on. I don't
Yeah.
care who you are on that plane. It's going to take every single one of you to stop whatever that threat is. And it's the same thing with these school situations. Thank goodness this guy jumped into action and he didn't retreat, because it would have been very easy to do that. You're not the resource officer.
Right.
And I think it's human nature, because you're not trained in that way, that you would retreat back into a room. You see the guy in the hallway, he's got the gun in his hand. You're like, well, he's getting ready to fire that gun. So rather than it happen, this man did exactly what is not normal to do.
Yep.
But he did it.
Counterintuitive. He ran and jumped on the guy and took him down. And we say he's older. I'm no longer good at judging how old people are, Valerie. I've given up
Well,
on it because,
It's hard to tell in this video.
yeah,
But he has, kind of light hair, short haircut.
Balding.
Which, balding a little
Very
bit.
balding.
And he's, a little heavy, on the heavy side.
he's
but
pudgy,
Yeah, but
shall we say.
so it's very difficult to know exactly what his age is. But he knew.
Yeah.
His instinct said, this guy's he's gonna kill a whole bunch of kids. So I'm gonna try to take him out and do the best I can, and that's what he did.
He's wearing khakis and a sports shirt in this video as he runs after and takes down the hoodie-wearing psychopath who came in with a gun. And, I just can't say enough good things about this. By the way, Oklahoma is really second only to Alabama when it comes to how much we like shooting.
Yeah. Right.
It's just, you can say, well, what about Georgia? No, Oklahoma's really big on just shooting for shooting's sake. There's not a lot to shoot there. Prairie dogs. You don't really run across a lot of deer hunting in Oklahoma.
No, they have to come to Alabama to hunt.
If you want to go to someplace
But
with some woods.
Here's the other thing that's really unbelievable about this, that this shooter, I mean, he seems fairly calm through all this, even when he sees Kirk coming toward him, and he aims the gun right at his head.
He raises the
He's
gun.
so lucky that he wasn't shot in the head and killed in that instant, and that somehow the gun was pushed further down, and it unfortunately hit him in the leg. But
Yeah.
this man could easily be dead.
Sure.
So-
Well, that's just some of the good news that took place is that
Wow.
he did not get shot. I guess, I think the principal may have been counting on this guy hasn't practiced a lot.
Yeah, he's 60
doesn't
years
really
old.
know.
There's an age for you.
60.
Yeah, he was 60.
You and I both look better than him, Valerie, just so you
Hey.
know. No, we do.
But it's it's not
Yeah.
a still image. I still need to get a better
Yeah.
shot at what he looks like.
Oh, I've got a clear shot of him.
Do you? I
He's a
just see video and
he's a chunky man.
oh, here's a picture of him.
There you-
I'll
Yeah.
swing it around.
Uh-huh. That's the picture I got. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
a
the one
school
you have?
picture. Yeah.
His school picture.
He's 60.
Either way, it doesn't matter what he looks. Thank you
No, it does.
for what you did, Kirk.
Really does.
You saved
job.
lives. Great
I
job.
think part of it, though, is the fact that there is a surprise factor, because you walk in carrying a pistol, you
Right.
expect everybody to shy away.
Right.
It surprises you when somebody actually advances on you.
I think you're right. I think
and he didn't really have time to think about it, because you can tell by his response.
Oh, yeah.
He was just like,
He was taken
oh my
aback.
gosh,
Like, wait,
what's going on
You're
here?
supposed to be charging me.
Right.
You're supposed to be running away.
That's exactly what you want to
What
have
are you
happen.
doing? Like I said,
Dude.
counterintuitive.
Yep.
Really good move on that principal's part.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, Brian Hooker was released from a Freeport jail on Monday night. Brian Hooker, the guy whose wife went missing.
Mm-hmm.
One of three things happened here, okay? One is that he set this up to toss her overboard, okay?
That's one.
That's a possibility.
Yep.
Two is that it was just the conditions were so wildly bad that night that they never should have been out there in that tiny boat, and she lost her footing, and down she went and disappeared because the weather was so rough. The third is a combination of the two. He chose that night to do it because he knew the conditions were rough, and this would be the perfect time to go ahead and get rid of her. And
The history on the with the two of them
Yeah.
is not good.
It's not.
He put hands on her,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
there
yeah.
was a lot of physical abuse there.
Mhm.
I'm going with theory number one.
Theory number one.
She didn't fall overboard.
All righty then.
Meantime, I
He-
saw a headline earlier this morning that basically is going on the OJ tour.
Yeah,
going to look
that's-
for what happened to her.
I don't know
He's-
where she is, but I'm going to continue to look for her.
Try to find
I
her.
miss her and love her.
Yeah, good luck with that, buddy.